A new poll finds that to a large extent, especially in the context of advertising, the message is failing. A previous survey by the Campaign for Common Sense found that British people thought 20% of the UK population was black. It's actually 3%. And 30% was also LGBT. Again, it's about 3%. The organisation identified a disproportionate portrayal of minority groups in the media as one factor that could explain this discrepancy. You could argue, to invoke a Labour Party term, that diversity was being deliberately rubbed in our faces in an effort to socially engineer people into accepting a false reality that simply doesn't exist. Despite the number of mixed-race couples in the UK standing at around 7%, it seems as though at least 70% of TV adverts in the UK feature mixed-race couples. Given that it has zero correlation with the real world, it just feels forced and, quite frankly, a bit weird. People wonder what the purpose is. Why would TV advertisers be depicting domestic scenarios that don't resonate with up to 93% of their potential customer base? But because TV production companies and advertisers have pushed it too far, it appears as though the tables might be turning. Some 45% of British viewers said there are more ethnic minorities on television than in the population. Only 26% thought that ethnic minorities were underrepresented. A similar figure, 44%, said that gay, lesbian, bisexual and transgender people are overrepresented on the small screen. The Metro, a left-wing woke news outlet, called the poll results quite depressing but not the most surprising. What? How is it depressing? It's just a fact. Ethnic minorities and alphabet people are clearly overrepresented on television. And people are noticing it because it's become so contrived, so forced, so obvious. Maybe if you didn't relentlessly shove the message down people's throats all the time, maybe if literally 70% plus of TV adverts weren't just a vehicle for reinforcing this bizarre form of social engineering, people wouldn't have a problem with how astroturfed and inauthentic it feels. James Water's plan for the evening was simple: get drunk. But the angel had other ideas. He offered James the answers to any 10 questions of his fancy. The nature of God, the universe or hell, even JFK's true assassin, it was all for the asking. But then the demon threw him a hard curve by telling him someone in the bar was going to die at 12:21. The book sinks its teeth into the Nephilim and the giants mentioned in the Bible, the biblical documentation of time travel, creation versus evolution, as well as the reality behind Roswell, UFOs and aliens, and how man is trying to replace God with transhumanism. I've chatted a lot with the author. He's a fascinating guy and he's a big fan of the channel. So please support me and him by getting your hands on an ebook or colour hard copy of 10 questions for James by clicking the link in the description below.